Hello and welcome to Healthy Kingston. I'm Janet Wade. Today's program is focusing on the senior community here in Kingston. You may be aware there are 10,000 baby boomers every day in this country who turn 65 and will continue to do so over the next 10 years. We are part of an aging population. Here in Kingston, seniors are 13% of the population. 70% of the seniors are women, and 28% live alone. The average median income is $43,000 a year, and the average senior who was living off their Social Security is looking at about $19,900 a year. With all that said, we want to devote this program to health and wellness in the Kingston community. What are the supports out there? What are the services for seniors that are living in the Kingston area that will help them live fulfilled and happy, healthy lives, good quality of life here in Kingston? I'd like to introduce Ann Chaffee. Ann Chaffee is a long-time resident here in Kingston, and she is a retired teacher in the public school system in Boston. Those of us who are fortunate enough to know Ann know that she takes her health very seriously. She is a tremendous proponent of physical, emotional, and spiritual health. So she was an ideal person for me to approach when I wanted to do this program. So she has brought along with her a panel of people who are like-minded, who are going to tell you about all that they're invested in and devoted to as far as health promotion and wellness programs here in the community. So with that, Ann, take it away.
Thank you, Janet. I've lived here in Kingston for 23 years, and I've been very involved in the community. As Janet said, I've been past president of the Kingston Garden Club. I have been very active in the Kingston Council on Aging in several of their classes, which are nominal fee and open to all levels of activity. When I was pleased to be able to bring this group of very active and involved Kingston residents to this panel tonight, and they're all, I feel, have one thing in common. They're very positive, very active, very involved, and they do all types of outreach in the community, and that, I think, is a component of living a healthy lifestyle. If we talked about 5 components of healthy living, the first one being nutrition. We all know we have to eat right. We have to watch what we eat. We have to be careful making selections. Certainly in regards to medication, and that's a very complex issue. Another component of healthy living is exercise. And we all, at this panel, are involved in some type of exercise. Even 5 minutes a day, if you haven't started, would be a real positive step coming onto the new year to make an effort to become engaged and become leading a healthier lifestyle. Sleep, that's a tricky one. And getting enough sleep is a very complicated issue for a lot of us. But sleep is essential in good overall health. Another issue in staying healthy is level of stress and being able to control the level of stress. And that is a complicated piece of healthy living. Being able, I feel stress often in my life, and it can come into your jaw, it can come into your sleep, keep us awake at night. So controlling stress is important. And lastly, just having fun and being able to meet people that engage you and that support you and that you feel really joy with. And I know all of the participants here all are able to find joy in their life, and that's a wonderful, positive piece of living a healthy lifestyle. Well, without further ado, the first person I'd like to speak to tonight is Joanne Guilfoy, and I've known Joanne through the Council on Aging. We met and we participate in the Zumba class, and she has become really a great friend. And I'd like Joanne to speak about how she has found a healthier lifestyle in her own life. Joanne?
Thanks, Ann. Well, I can actually tell you when my journey to health started, it was 2012. I had decided that I wanted to be a healthier senior citizen, so I decided to have a weight loss surgery. I had a gastric bypass done at Tufts University. Prior to that, I was always an active person, and the Council of Aging was the first place I started with when I went to the Zumba class. It's the first place I felt comfortable enough to go to, and I've been there since 2012 now, taking Zumba with the instructor that's been there consistently, Debbie Rafferty. I go 3 times a week. That's where I met Ann, and I've met a lot of other lovely people that I would never have had the opportunity to meet if I hadn't participated in this Zumba class. I also use the Council of the Aging to get my flu shots, which I think is a wonderful way of being able to do this because, you know, other than that, I'd either have to go to my doctor's for an appointment,
Right.
or I'd go to Stop and Shop or Big Y. And Big Y, I understand, is the people that
They
brought
supported
the
us. Yes.
shots to Kingston for the flu shots.
You did.
I'd like to see maybe in the future the other shots that, you know, we need to have, such as the pneumonia shot and
Yes. Yeah.
shingles. But then, you know, I just, as a retired school teacher at Kingston Elementary School, I just try to do things that will make me feel better, and I feel better when I'm helping other people. I'm very involved in my church.
You
so-
are, and can you tell me, that's an important issue, the support of the church and being able to reach out to the church and to gain support. You sing there, is that correct?
Yes, I am a member of the choir. I've been there since 1989, and I'm still considered a newbie since this is the town of Plimpton where I go to church. But I am considered a newbie because I'm not a townie. And but I've been there since then, and music is a way of life for me. It really reduces a lot of problems in my world. If I'm having a bad day and have to go to choir practice, it changes everything right around.
Great. Thank you, Joanne. The Zumba class, Debbie Rafferty's class, is open to everyone, and she really encourages all levels to participate. Tuesday, Monday evening,
Monday at 4.
4, Tuesday and Friday
Yep.
at the Council on Aging. The next guest I'd like to have you all meet, and I'm really so honored to have her here tonight. She's our eldest guest, Margaret Spalluzzi, and she is a proud 98 years old. And I have danced with her, I have enjoyed her company, laughed with her, chatted with her. She inspires all that know her with her enthusiasm. And if, Margaret, you've lived in Kingston, am I correct, 72 years?
Yes, I have.
And she's certainly seen a lot of changes in this town. Margaret, you're an active resident, a wonderful example of a positive outlook, good cheer, always ready to volunteer. You live alone,
I do.
you drive,
I do.
and you reach out to others. Can you share with us some of your, you and I spoke the other day about your secrets, and you let me in on a few of your secrets. Can you tell our viewers tonight, what are some of your secrets to good health?
I was Rosie the Riveter during World War II,
Yeah?
and after the men came home, I decided I would apply at Plymouth Plantation, and I worked at Plymouth Plantation for 32 years.
Wow.
I don't know what I would do without the senior center. I'm one of the friends, I'm one of the directors. I go to Shake Your Soul, I do the arthritis class, and I do chair yoga. I walk a lot. The best part of my being is all the walking I do.
Which, outside, you walk along the trails, or are you out?
In the neighborhood.
in the neighborhood
Yes,
walking, right,
yes.
right off of.
I don't like them all.
No, you're not like them. Yeah, you also were telling about some of the things, your nutrition. Now, would you share with our audience some of your nutrition secrets? I know something about coffee.
I never drank coffee in my life. I drink green tea, and I love it.
That could be a secret
Maybe
to
it's a
your
secret.
Longevity. Green tea.
I've never smoked.
Never smoked.
Never, ever.
All right, good for you.
And don't drink.
And of course,
A cocktail once in a while.
You're not lecturing here, are you, Margaret?
And of course, you have good genetic background, I'm sure.
I do.
Yes.
My aunt is still living at 100. She's in Rhode Island.
Really?
My cousin is 95. He's living alone.
But you also, you make not just the good genetics and you're walking, you really make an effort to reach out to people and to bring people in. You're very inclusive at the Kingston Council on Aging.
Yeah, I volunteer a lot.
You do.
I'm out every day.
You're out every day.
I'm not a couch potato. I probably put it on. I read a lot.
Well, keeping your mind active, of course,
yeah.
is crucial
Yeah.
as we age. And to be able to put yourself into new situations, to challenge yourself
Yeah.
is really important. I know you do that.
Yeah.
You challenge yourself a lot.
I love to dance.
I know you do.
We have fun dancing.
We did have fun.
I know, Ann, and when we were talking, I thought you made the excellent point of having a schedule. So getting up in the morning and having a plan of what you're going to do
Yes.
for the day and sticking with a fairly regular schedule. Does anyone want to speak to that?
Well,
I could say a little bit
Joanne.
to that. I'm never home.
Joanne Hutchison.
We know.
I'm never home.
Trying to
In
get hold of you.
fact, what my daughter, every once in a while, she'll stop in, even though she works full time, but she'll stop by to see me sometimes, and I just tell her if I'm not there, go look at the calendar, and you can see where I am.
Yeah.
And you can come and see me wherever I am, probably, but. Yeah, I get a lot of complaints from people that they can't reach me, but I think that's very important. I really
to have
do.
a schedule.
Yeah.
And we,
keep
we also
busy.
have talked about isolation and that it is so important to stay active. Do you want to speak to that, Ian?
Well, this woman here on my left, Joanne Hutchison, she has been a Kingston resident for how long?
15 years.
15 years.
I was in Braintree for 40 years.
And when you walk through Kingston Center and you stop at the railroad tracks in your car, you see the beautiful seasonal pots throughout the center of Kingston, the Pottle Street, the renewal of Pottle Street and the gardens there. Joanne Hutchison has been the past president of the Kingston Garden Club and this is her creation. She works with her fabulous team of hardworking girls to keep that beautifully done and renewed at the season. You have a wonderful fall display now, and so you're not isolated. You are out.
No, I'm out every day. Yeah, very
Would you
rarely
share a
home.
little bit about your health challenge?
Well, back in, 2010, my husband had passed away. I'd been taking care of him for almost 20 years. And within 6 months, I was diagnosed with MS. And I was in denial. I just couldn't believe it. And I decided then that it could have been a lot worse. I see people at the senior center that have a lot of problems. I looked around and I thought, okay, so I'm just going to make the best of it. And I've kept busy. You mentioned the gardens downtown. I can't do the gardening anymore. I do use a walker for safety reasons, but I'm good at delegating.
Yes.
So I can
You direct
I
well.
can go down when others are working there, and I can help them. I'll go get coffee for them and do things like that. But the garden club kind of really saved me, I think, when I was going through my husband passing. Also, the neighborhood that I live in, which is Arbor Hill Estates, I'm on the board there, the board condo association. I help with the budget and all of that, and then I'm on the board also at the senior center. We have a meeting once a month, and we basically try to find things that other people in the senior center might be interested, something that's not covered. It's really hard to find something new because I have a list here of the fitness schedule, which is unbelievable, workshops and clubs that they have. I play cards usually on Monday afternoon, and I kind of do that for myself. It's kind of getting away from my other responsibilities. But I have to say that it's so important to keep busy. I think it helps. It actually helps you to sleep also, which is one of the items that if you're home and you're sitting and you're dozing all the time and really not, staying active, even in the evening, there's not an awful lot to watch on TV that I really like. So I do read. I knit a little bit. Not really the best knitter in the world, but I do that. And right now I'm in the process of helping the garden club. We're having a craft fair that's coming up shortly, and I've been busy doing that. But I think that's the secret. I really do.
Well, and I think you made a very important point as far as the more involved you get in a community and you develop friendships, that you develop a support system.
Yep.
And if you're there for other people, they're sure going to be there for you. And we
Right.
all need that. I mean, we're all in this boat together. And
Right.
we all go through ups and downs. And I just think that's key.
Yep.
I know it's key. Yeah.
Right.
The lifestyle that Joanne leads, she's so inclusive, she's out, she's engaged, she has a large group of friends and support, and that she's able to call on, and that she helps them as much as they help you. And I know that's very important.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Plus, you never talk about pills and ills. You're not.
No.
That's never your topic.
No,
From
no,
being around you in our
No.
lives together.
absolutely.
And
I go out like every Saturday night. There's a bunch of us that have all lost our husbands, and there's 8 or 9 of us now that go out. And we figure, hey, just because we don't have a husband to take us out or dance or do things, we still go out and enjoy it. And it's just, like you say, it's part of the lifestyle. And I think it gives you something to look forward to. So it's very important. And even at the senior center, I've tried, to help with some of the people there. Some of them using a cane when they should be using a walker. And it's hard to accept if you need to use a walker, but it's a safety feature, and it's better than falling and having a problem. So I think I've helped a few people there with that also. No.
you're a great resource for
Yeah,
that. You
yeah.
know how to get things done.
Right.
And you know
The other
who to
thing,
call.
the other thing I do is at Kingsbury Club. I do the water aerobics there twice a week. Sometimes on Sunday morning I go. Also in the better weather when there's no bubble on the pool. I go maybe 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And the water walking is really one of the only exercises that I can do. So I try to keep it up even through the winter. But and I've made a nice group of friends there also. And that's so important, to be social. I mean, there are some weeks that I have a hard time. I have to say no sometimes when going out to lunch and doing different things. So, but as you said, keeping a schedule is very important. Get up in the morning and you get dressed, and even if you're not going anywhere, do
Right.
something. Even if you're going shopping, so what? Dress
Make
up.
an event.
Yeah.
Right. I keep telling my friends it's not a dress rehearsal.
No.
This
No.
is
Right,
it.
this is
Make
it.
the most of it.
Yep. Right.
And lastly, Austin Sennett. And Austin has lived here. Austin, how long have you lived in Kingston?
29 years.
29 years. And your wit and your sense of humor and your efforts at volunteering really have been so commendable, and bringing food to people throughout the town. And why don't you tell us about that, Austin?
Well, yeah, I've lived here with my wife for 29 years, and my wife is also very, very, very active in the center. And I just want to pass one thing along to Joan that I don't think she knows, but 4 years ago I retired. And when I retired, quite frankly, I had no idea what I was going to do. And there were a lot of those mornings when I would go up and I go, what in good Lord's name am I going to do? And at that point, I was on the board with Joan and our board in Arbor Hills. And she just offhand said, well, why don't you go to the senior center? So I went to the senior center. And there were so many just welcoming people there and so many programs going on there that it was very, very good for me to become a part of that. So I have the opportunity to deliver Meals on Wheels 2 days a week to people. And that takes me generally to 14 different houses on days. And we bring a nice meal to those people. And for many of them, that's the only food they're going to see during the day. But it isn't, I don't think it's the food as much as having someone who will walk in and just talk to you about things, to laugh with things you about, or hopefully to stay away from political arguments with them about things. But some of the people want to do that.
Yeah.
But that's just something that I enjoy. We also, I had the opportunity to take people on medical runs if they have to go to a doctor's office, if they have to go to the hospital for x-rays. We have the opportunity to do that. That's all because the Senior Center has made that possible for the people who live in Kingston. So also my wife was going to be with us today, as you know that, and Paula made sure that I mentioned that there's also an aerobics class with Chris Newt. I think that's 2 days a week, so she wanted me to say that. I don't do the aerobics class, and they won't let me in the Zumba class. I got my skirt, but I can't seem to do that. But I really, the part about staying active, people bringing up the point of staying active, to me it's, if I didn't have a schedule and I didn't have things to do and help people, I really don't know what I would do. And Joan is really the one who got me. She just, that's the way the people are. And I think our town, you need to get active, I think is what she said, go to the senior center. I went to the senior center, so I want to thank her for that. And I don't know if there's anything else I can say about what we do.
Well, thank you, Weston. It's really a wonderful center, and it's open. It's focusing on wellness. We'll have a list of all the programs that are available on your screen, and that will be running throughout the course of this program. And they're, for the most part, they're free. They're nominal fees, and if fee is a problem, then you can make a call to the center, and they're very well funded, and they can assist you. But we want all residents of Kingston to feel that you can have access to the senior center, the Council on Wellness. Janet.
Thank you. Thank you all very much for all your insight. I really appreciate it. And Ian, you as well, certainly for leading this discussion. I think the bottom line is that we have a very close-knit community, and people do very much care who live here in Kingston and don't want to see people isolated. So with all that said, please know that you're not alone. You have a supportive community. You are invited to attend all of these programs, and get familiar with the town website and the Board of Health website that will have all this information for you. And again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to meet all of you very dynamic people.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.